The pain you experienced was not in vain. What if what you lost was just being secretly multiplied? Have you ever felt something invisible move just before dawn? A regressive vibration was activated in your field. Dolores Cannon explained, "The soul always recovers what belongs to it when divine time opens, and this is that portal. 3 codes, 1 sign, 1 unrepeatable opportunity. Are you ready to remember what the universe still holds with your name on it? Have you ever felt like something sacred was watching you just before dawn? Have you woken with your heart racing but no clear reason why? Do you sense a shift in the air, as if a gate is creaking open in the invisible world, and it has your name written on it? This is not your imagination. This is not coincidence. This is divine return. And Taurus, you are now standing in the quiet eye of a storm that's been building for lifetimes. If these words are already stirring something deep within you, that's not a coincidence. That's your soul resonating. Pause for a moment. Honor that feeling. And if you feel called, subscribe now and leave a comment sharing what your heart is sensing. Your voice is a vibration, and when you speak it, the universe listens. The month of September 2025 carries a rare vibration, not one of chaos, but of sacred correction. And you, child of earth and steady will, are the vessel through which this correction now flows. What was lost will not return in the same form. It comes back purified, magnified, and multiplied, like water that has risen through fire, only to rain down with power. This is the moment when your soul reclaims what was denied. Not stolen by accident, not taken without witness. No, what was removed from your path was observed by the highest eyes, and those eyes have not forgotten you. Since the beginning of this month, subtle signs have been whispering around you. Did you notice them? The dream that repeated, the number that followed you, the name you hadn't heard in years, these were not random. They were part of an ancient mechanism coming back to life, the first echoes of a promise the universe once made to your spirit. The law of divine return is not just an esoteric idea. It's a force, and it's already moving through your life. But here's the truth that no one tells you. It doesn't return what you lost. It returns what you were meant to receive, had the world not interfered. And now, Taurus, the interference has ended. A new frequency is wrapped around your energetic field, the vibration of deservedness, not earned through effort, not achieved through proving, but accessed through one single truth. You were always worthy. You've been tested not once, not twice, but again and again, by silence, by delays, by betrayals that left your heart questioning your own light. And yet, through it all, you remained loyal, rooted, present. This presence is your power, and now that power is being seen, not only by people around you, but by the universe itself. Within this current 72-hour energetic window, yes, it has already begun, a contract is being rewritten, one that touches 3 sacred aspects of your life: abundance, recognition, and restoration. It will not come with trumpets, it will not announce itself loudly, but your soul will know the moment it begins. It may be a message, a bird, a dream, a deep stillness that floods your chest without warning. It is the return, and it will come in 3s. The first return will arrive as something material, a financial shift, an opportunity, a resource you thought was lost. The second will arrive as truth, a realization, a confession, or a message that clears a path that's been foggy for years. And the third, Taurus, the third will be light, a glow in your spirit, a lifting, a remembrance of who you are, who you've always been, beyond the stories and the scars. But let's speak truth now. This return is not passive. It's not something you simply wait for. You must recognize it to receive it. And that means stepping out of the old beliefs that told you good things come only with pain. That joy must be earned through struggle. That abundance arrives only when you've done enough. That story is expired. The new chapter has no room for old survival scripts. And here's what makes this all sacred. The return comes not to reward, but to remind you that your essence was never broken, that your value was never diminished by what you lost, that your timeline was only delayed to align with something far greater than you imagined. And now the wheel is turning, and it's turning in your favor. Taurus, if your heart is stirring with these words, let your voice anchor this truth. In the comments, write this as your decree: I welcome back all that is mine, multiplied by the light of divine justice. Let this sentence settle into your body. Let it ripple through your field. Because every time you declare it, the gates swing wider, and the universe listens to those who remember they are already chosen. You've heard it before. What's meant for you will find you. But Taurus, what no one ever told you is that sometimes what's meant for you gets delayed, blocked, or hidden beneath layers of spiritual interference. And still, it finds a way back. And now, one by one, 3 returns are approaching you, and each comes with a lesson, a challenge, and a divine reward. Let's begin with the first. 1. The return of the resource. This isn't just about money, it's about the thing you needed when no one showed up, the opportunity that slipped through your fingers, the support you begged for silently, praying someone would notice your effort, your exhaustion, your faith. The return of the resource is subtle. It won't always come wrapped in gold. It might appear as a conversation, a second chance, a strange invitation that feels oddly aligned. But it carries a vibration, completion. It comes to replace what was withheld. And here's the truth. This resource didn't arrive before because the space inside you wasn't ready to receive it. Now, the space is there. The preparation is done. But the challenge, will you accept it without guilt? Can you welcome abundance without questioning if you deserve it? Because the universe does not give from pity, it gives from precision. And you, Taurus, are precisely where you need to be to hold this gift without dropping it. 2. The return of the truth. There is something or someone whose silence has weighed heavy on your spirit, a question left unanswered, a chapter never closed. For years you've carried the tension of why. Why did they leave? Why did it fail? Why did I lose what I gave so much to build? Taurus, the second return is not an apology. It's not even clarity. It is a revelation, one that splits open the narrative you've been repeating to yourself for too long. And yes, it may come as a shock. You may learn that what you believed wasn't the full story, that the enemy wasn't who you thought it was, that the delay wasn't punishment but divine orchestration. Are you ready to release your version of the story? Because holding on to your version means holding on to the wound. This truth comes to unburden you, but only if you choose to see it not as a betrayal, but as liberation. 3. The return of the light. This is the hardest one to explain, because it cannot be measured. It has no form, but you'll know it when it arrives. The return of the light feels like a sudden weight lifting off your chest. It feels like waking up and realizing you're no longer afraid of what's coming. It feels like your body saying yes before your mind catches up. This return is your energy restoring its natural frequency. The version of you before heartbreak, before compromise, before life dimmed your edges just so you could fit. The challenge? Will you let it stay? Because we're so used to pain that peace feels unfamiliar. We chase light but flee when it gets too bright. We say we want joy, but still sleep beside the narratives of our suffering. Taurus, this light will not knock twice. When it enters, you must let it rearrange everything. Your habits, your choices, your self-image. Because what is coming does not fit who you used to be. Now hear this, not everyone around you will celebrate these returns. Some will be threatened by your elevation. Some will try to pull you back into the role they're comfortable seeing you in. Let them. You are not here to dim your glow for those still choosing shadows. You are here to remember your royalty, to stand in the fullness of what has always been yours, and to reclaim it without shrinking. The return is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your reign. In the next part, Taurus, we'll explore what happens after the returns, what shifts in your reality, what choices must be made, and most importantly, how to sustain the blessings now moving into your field. But first, I must ask you, are you prepared to let go of who you were, to become who your soul always knew you could be? Receiving is only the beginning. The real alchemy begins when you decide to hold what the universe has given you. Because blessings aren't just handed to you, they are entrusted to you. And now, Taurus, the sacred weight of restoration rests in your hands. You've stepped through the threshold. The 3 returns have touched your life. And now the question becomes, can you remain aligned when your old life starts calling again? Because it will. The patterns you broke, they'll whisper again. The people you outgrew, they'll try to pull you back into old cycles. The fear that once disguised itself as logic, it'll tell you this joy is temporary, that you should be realistic. But here's the truth. The past doesn't care about your expansion. It only knows how to repeat. And your job now, Taurus, is to resist the gravitational pull of the familiar. Taurus, if you've made it this far, it means your spirit is listening closely. And this message, it found you for a reason. So let the universe know you're awake to its signs. Subscribe to stay aligned with this path, and leave a comment with the word that's been echoing inside you since this video began. Don't just watch transformation, become part of it. Let's speak about your energy. You are shifting, not just emotionally, but vibrationally. And with that shift comes a sacred responsibility to honor the new self that has emerged. This means making decisions that match your evolution, saying no when silence used to be your protection, choosing peace over chaos, even when chaos is comfortable, letting go of roles that once earned you love, but now cost you yourself. And yes, it might get lonely, because when you elevate, the air gets thinner. Not everyone can breathe where you're going. But don't mistake this solitude for abandonment. It's a divine recalibration. The universe is making space for the souls aligned with your new frequency, the ones who won't ask you to explain your glow, the ones who won't shrink around your success, the ones who remember you from lifetimes where you were not just surviving, but leading. Now, let's talk about integration, the art of making your blessings permanent. Taurus, you must ground the light. That means creating new rituals, new boundaries, new environments. You cannot keep the sacred in the same house where your suffering lived. You must cleanse, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Declutter what reminds you of who you used to be. Rearrange your spaces. Speak new mantras into your mornings. Protect your rest like a temple. Eat like your body is your legacy. Speak like your words bend reality, because they do. And above all, Taurus, trust your rhythm. You don't need to rush this. Your unfolding is not late, your pace is divine. But now comes the test of your sovereignty. There will be an invitation soon, one that seems too good to be true. It will echo an old dream, but something in it will feel off. This is your initiation. Will you chase what looks like the blessing, or wait for what feels like truth? The universe is watching not just what you receive, but how you discern. Remember, real light does not demand your anxiety in exchange for its presence. It arrives softly, it aligns effortlessly, it whispers peace into your bones. And Taurus, you deserve that kind of light. Now, breathe. Feel the new you. Feel what's no longer yours. And allow yourself the grace of becoming. In the next part, we'll explore the hidden purpose behind your past delays and how the karmic wheel has now turned fully in your favor, not as a reward, but as recognition of your unshakable truth. Because Taurus, the return was never just about what you lost. It was about reminding the universe who you've always been. Taurus, let's go back, not to dwell, but to remember, because memory holds keys. And you, child of Earth, have walked through fires that no one else saw. You endured when everything inside you screamed to give up. You stayed, rooted, steady, while the ground beneath you cracked. But the question still lingers, doesn't it? Why? Why did I have to lose so much just to arrive here? The answer is not punishment, it's preparation. The universe was never withholding from you. It was shielding you from timelines not meant to hold your greatness, from people who loved your light but could not honor your depth, from roles that would have buried your truth beneath layers of performance and exhaustion. What you called delay was actually divine detour. What you called rejection was redirection. What you called silence was sacred recalibration. You see, the path of the soul isn't linear. It curves, it pauses, it sometimes collapses, only to rebuild on stronger foundations. And Taurus, the foundation beneath you now, is unshakable. Let's talk about karma, not as punishment, but as cosmic balance. In recent years, you've seen this balance unfold quietly. The ones who caused harm without accountability. You've seen life reveal their truth, not out of revenge, but because truth always rises. The things you gave freely, your time, your heart, your loyalty, are returning now, not necessarily from the same people, but from new sources with purer energy. Because karma doesn't return pain for pain, it returns energy for energy. And what you've been pouring into the world, your gentleness, your patience, your silent strength, is now echoing back in forms you never expected. An offer, a reconciliation, a chance to start over, not from scratch, but from wisdom. This is the beauty of divine timing. It brings you not what you asked for, but what your soul is finally ready to hold. But let me be honest, Taurus. With this return comes one final threshold. Will you accept the new without clinging to the old? Because some parts of you still believe you must struggle to earn joy, that love must be chased, that safety must be bargained for. Those beliefs were inherited, not chosen. They are echoes of generations that never had the luxury to rest. But you, Taurus, you are the breaker of that cycle. You are the one the ancestors dreamed of, the one brave enough to stop surviving and start thriving. And that requires more than hope. It requires trust. Trust that it's safe now to feel good. Trust that not every good thing will be taken from you. Trust that your healing did not make you weaker, it made you magnetic. The karmic tide has shifted. The current is now moving with you, and all you have to do is let it carry you forward without dragging the anchors of who you used to be. Before we step into the final part, I want you to pause and ask yourself, what part of me still believes I must prove myself to be worthy of ease? Because that part needs to be loved, not silenced. That part needs your compassion, not your judgment. And as you hold space for your own healing, the universe prepares to give you the final piece. The moment where everything clicks, where purpose floods the pain, where light bursts through the cracks you tried to hide. In the last chapter of this journey, we will witness the full unfolding. The moment the seed finally blossoms, the return becomes rebirth. So here you are, Taurus, on the other side of the return. And the most powerful part of all? You didn't just survive the loss, you transcended it. Everything you thought was broken, it became foundation. Every delay, a corridor to right timing. Every silence, a space where truth could echo louder than noise. You are no longer waiting for alignment, you are alignment. You are no longer asking for permission, you are the permission. And now, something irreversible has begun. The soul remembers, not in fragments, not in glimpses, in wholeness. You no longer seek from scarcity, you call from sovereignty. You no longer chase the path, you recognize that you are the path. This return wasn't about a gift, Taurus. It was about a reactivation of your worth, of your voice, of your sacred knowing. And as that knowing takes root in your body, everything begins to respond. You'll notice it in how people speak to you, in how your name appears in unexpected places, in how your intuition sharpens like a blade of light, cutting through illusions effortlessly. And yes, you may feel moments of grief, because parts of your identity were built in survival, and now you no longer need them. Let them fall away with grace. Because what rises in their place is the version of you that was buried under fear, guilt, and ancestral contracts you were never meant to carry. Now, Taurus, you are free to become your own source of power. Let's speak clearly now. Your timeline has shifted, your field has opened, and the portals ahead are no longer locked, but portals don't stay open forever. This moment, this exact moment, is a sacred window. You're inside it now. Don't wait for a sign to act. You are the sign. Move toward the dream. Call the person. Say yes to what makes your heart feel like sunrise, and walk away from what no longer honors your evolution. The universe has returned what's yours. The only thing left to do is live like it. But before we close this journey, pause with me. Let your spirit speak now. Let it declare not just what it desires, but what it knows it's ready for. And write this, if you feel it, in the sacred space of your own becoming. If your soul has been touched by this truth, anchor it into the field with your voice. Write this in the comments as your decree. I walk in wholeness, abundance, and divine recognition. My return is complete. Let this not be a wish. Let it be a remembering, a restoration, a resurrection. The past no longer holds your name. The future does not require your suffering. Now, Taurus, walk forward, not as someone who's waiting, but as someone who's already arrived. If this journey touched you, if the words felt like they were written inside your own story, then this space is yours. Subscribe now to keep walking this path of awakening, and in the comments, declare your truth, your vision, your return. Because this isn't just a video, it's a portal, and you've just stepped through it.